everyone, Griff Hamlin here. Welcome and thanks for joining me today. I'm going to have kind of a quick lesson today. I want to show you a very common turnaround that comes usually at the end of a blues. That's where the turnaround is. It's the last couple of bars. But more importantly, I want to talk to you about how you follow it up based on whether or not it's the last chorus of the tune or if you're still going to keep going. Now, there's often some confusion when I say a chorus. That's a common term for one pass through the 12-bar blues form. So if you remember, we have, a 12-bar blues. Let's say I go in A. So I have a bar of 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, and by a bar of 1, I mean a bar of the 1 chord. So in the key of A, my 1 is A. 4 is D. So I can do one of two things. The standard is to do 4 bars of the 1 chord up front. 1, 2, I'm playing a little fast to get through, 3, 4. The one variation is called a quick change, where we go 1, and then the 4 chord for 1 measure, and then back to the 1. So I'm just playing A7, and you can either do, that kind of rhythm, or you can just 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4. However you want to approach it is fine. And then we go to the 4 chord for 2 bars, 2, 2, 3, back to the 1 chord, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. And then we have the 5 chord, which is E in this key, back to the 4 chord, which is D7, back to the 1, and this is our turnaround. And for our turnaround, we're going to have, okay, and this is a really common turnaround. Okay, and we'll talk about what comes next. But what I'm doing, if you can imagine an A7 chord as a bar chord, okay? Now, if you're not familiar with that, you just take E7, switch your fingers around, and bring it up, with the first finger dragging along behind. That's kind of a topic for another video, but under the circumstances, I'll assume that worked out. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the note that my first finger was on the top string, and the note that my third finger's on. That's where I'm going to end up, okay? It's actually helpful to learn this in reverse. So right now, my first finger's at the 5th fret of the 1st string. My middle finger is at the 6th fret of the 3rd string. So we're going to actually learn this lick in reverse because it's easier. If you think about where you want to end up, and I'm playing with my pick on the 3rd string, I'm using my middle finger of my picking hand to get the top string. You could pick them both. I just like to use my middle finger and pluck it. It's kind of Albert King-ish. From here, I'm going to go up 1 fret on the 3rd string, and I'm going to use my 3rd finger to get the 7th fret on the 1st string. Go up 1 more and 1 more. So now I'm at the 9th fret. Now if I go backwards, 3rd string, 1st string, 3rd string, 3rd string, 1st string, 3rd string, 3rd string, 3rd string, 1st string, 3rd string, play them together. Where I end up, I play them together. Now that's an A, right? What if I want it in B? Fine. Just remember where you end up. Go up from 4 frets. So if my middle finger is going to end right here at the 8th fret, go up 1, 2, 3, and that's where my riff is going to start. Let's do it in A, it's a little bit easier. Or G. Or E. Any of them work, okay? So the part that goes along with this, though, is what to do right after. Okay, you may remember earlier I did this. Okay, and I did what I commonly called the blues half step. And I went, because E in the key of A, remember that E is my 5 chord. So this is an E9. So what I did is I approached it from a half step above with an F9. Okay, now that works if I'm going to go around again. I mean, I'm going to do another chorus. So if I go from the 5 and the 4 and the 1, here's my turnaround. 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1, and then I'm back. Okay, but what if it's the last one? Well, if it's the last one, I'm gonna want to do a half step away from the 1 chord and finish out the tune. And by the way, this is also true with a band. Okay, if you're playing with a band, this is a very, very common way to either restart each pass, each chorus, each time through the 12-bar form. You use the half step on the 5. When the tune's over, you're going to use the half step on the 1. So that's the blues half step combined with a really popular and common turnaround. And you can play that in dozens of different songs, okay? So I hope that makes sense. Hope you had some fun with it and you get something out of this video, and I will talk to you again real soon.